If you think that you can take X amount of money, buy pre-rolls and get your ROI positive, you're wrong completely. Once the user bought the basic package of $25, we're paying sometimes the affiliate $300.
And you do have spenders who spend thousands.
This whole business is built on those who spend a lot. An affiliate can have 100 white labels.
And those guys are at their liberty to put whatever price, right, on the top.
They can do whatever they want.
How much your biggest affiliates are making a month?
We are paying millions of dollars a year. This is where the money and earnings in the LiveCam business is.
Let me start by thanking you for participating in this interview.
Sure.
I do appreciate it. Pussycash.com is that umbrella brand for all the brands, right? Am I correct? Or ImLive is an umbrella brand? How is it structured?
ImLive.com is the main brand. It's the flagship brand. It's a huge site with close to 75 million members already and growing. So this is the main webcam site. ImLive used to have its own affiliate program for a while, Affiliate ImLive, but recently we kind of pushed everything towards Pussycash.com. So Pussycash is the affiliate program. ImLive is the main brand. We have many other brands. We have, for example, for fetish traffic, Fetish Galaxy, which is a big brand. We have Whippler Playground, which is one of the biggest and leading brands in the fetish webcam product, I would say. So we got a lot of stuff going on there, and if you come to pussycash.com, you can take all the tools and see the statistics and whatever.
So with Pussycash, you tend to monetize all the adult traffic possible.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Do you have employees whose job is to watch girls all day long?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Just have always been
And by the way, the terminology is a little bit creepy, but in reality, we have a team that monitor our services all the time. There is a tech team that monitor the actual stream and load of the pages, loading time, and this is one angle of it. The second angle of it is, I think what you refer to is actual people that sits and monitor the rooms. The idea is obviously not to see the girls or guys in their private shows. So what we do, we kind of jump in between the rooms to make sure that first, all the models are super attentive, but second, that all the rules are being kept, and if not, for example, you cannot sit with an animal in the room.
Right.
So some of the models have pets like a dog or a cat, but still in the room while filming themselves, they cannot have these animals. They cannot have kids.
Right.
So, for example, sometimes a model can, go to the bathroom and stuck there, and now you're sitting in an empty camera that shows in all your sites like an empty room. So we will monitor that. We will take this model down for a minute. We will find out what's going on with her, that everything okay. But basically, this is what we do.
If you have any position available, let me know.
No, you think you want to do it.
Yeah, I presume it's not an easy job at all.
It's not an easy job. People think that you are dealing, whatever, having sex all day long. And the fact that the models are sometimes getting naked, it's not even an issue for me. I'm not seeing it.
Right.
I'm not seeing it. I can see a naked girl in her room, and if you will ask me 2 seconds later how she is, I will I didn't notice. I don't,
Professional blindness.
No, it's something that you are not paying attention to. And it's very important to understand as well that we are not selling sexual experience to start with. We are selling experience of, if you want, an online date. Right. Or relationships. And high percentage of these sessions are not even about sex or nudity.
I know that some customers do even fall in love with the models, and that lasts for many years, and they come and they talk, and is that also?
There is a handful of stories of members that bought cars and expensive gifts to models and exactly because what I just explained, this is relationship. Just imagine that if someone is kind of hot and he wants to relieve himself, he will go to one of the tubes, pornhub.com. He got all the sexual material and content he wants. He doesn't need to pay for anything.
Right.
He comes to a premium webcam platform in order to have a friend.
Right.
And sometimes between friends, they fall in love, for sure. We are highly strict in preventing the user for any communication. First of all, directly with the model. It's something that is not exist, and if it exists, we are letting the models being released from the platform, because this is obvious violations of the rules. All the communications stay online within our site, within the platform. This way everybody is safe. But I would say that the model's main business models is to create these long-term relationships with the users, because this is where the money and earnings in the livecam business is.
And you do have spenders who spend thousands.
This whole business is built. This whole business of webcam built on those who spend a lot.
Right.
Because the majority of the users will spend, anything between few tens of dollars to few hundreds. But some percentage, and the success of the company will be determined how big is this percentage is, will spend a lot. And when I'm saying a lot, you can have a spender that spend 100,000 to million. So
really,
yeah. When you and these users are actually taking the whole industry on their backs.
Right.
And every company, not just us, have their $1 million models that makes millions out of working in webcam. So just
you mean models?
Yes.
There are models that make millions of dollars working for webcams.
Yes. Obviously most of them don't, but sometimes models are very, very talented. They know what they do. They invest right, and they become rich people.
All right. Those guys who spend millions, are they bored or?
First of all, they have these millions to spend.
Right. Obviously.
And second, I wish it's not every day you get a guy that spend $1 million. Let's put it. It's not that we have so many of those, but I would say that the very big spender for a webcam company will be in the levels of hundreds of thousands of dollars and not millions. But in general, it's rich people that want this kind of interaction and just prefer to put their money this way. I know personally people that don't care to pay $4 per minute and leave the camera open for 24 hours. They just don't care.
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask you, how they spend their money. In other words, what ways to monetize a user? Tokens, subscriptions?
We are not doing any subscription. We are a premium webcam platform. That means that the user have to buy credits, which is the monetary system of the site. You have to buy credits in order to become a paid member and then to have access to private sessions. Now, unlike a freemium sites, for example, like all the new generation sites that everything is for free, but you can tip or whatever, our site you are very limited on what you can do unless you become a paid member. So it's kind of dividing the boys from the men, because if you don't have credit cards or you don't have money, our site is not the place for you. It will not give you the right service that you're looking for. However, once you're paying this the entrance fee, I would say, that gives you credits. In our site, it's equal to dollars or euros, and with these credits, you can consume, I would say, the options on the site. And the main option is private session with the model. Payment per minute can start in even $1 per minute in some cases. The average is few dollars, but a model, if she's very good and in very, I would say, rush hours, she can charge $14 per
14.
minute. 14.
Wow.
So,
per minute.
Per minute.
Right.
So, and by the way, our models is completely sovereign about how much they are charging. They can decide how much they charge per hour.
So it's up to them, right?
Yes, per minute, sorry. And it's up to them with the boundaries that we are putting. They cannot charge over 15, and they cannot charge less than $2 most of the time. But in this range, they are completely sovereign to do whatever they want. And we see that during the day, sometimes if it's rush hour, so they are putting their price per minute up or down, and it depends. Now, the pay per minute is the main, I would say, the main option to spend money for a user, but there are tips. And in tips, you're hardly limited. I mean, if you want a tip, you can tip.
What is the biggest tip you have ever seen?
Well, our system built in a way that you cannot tip any amount you want.
All right.
The reason we are doing it is because sometimes a user might be too horny to think, and he wants to make an impression on the girl, and he will tip something that he don't have in his account, and then we will get from the bank a note, hey, this idiot cannot pay for his pleasure. So we kind of limited it, but if it's a good user that we know that his credit card or whatever payment option is solid and okay, he can spend thousands of dollars through the day tipping.
Right. A user is billed directly from his credit card, right? So
there are a few options to pay. Credit card still is the main option. And it's like any other credit card payment online. You just get approval from your bank.
And that's it. And it's done. Then it's getting billed directly.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Beside tips and private sessions, there are also gifts, virtual gifts. You can buy the model. There are, you can operate vibrators that connected to the models for the ones that want to use it.
So you can control it.
So you can control the vibes, the how intense the vibes are, and how much time they will operate, the length of the session. So there is few ways to spend money, and as you can see, you can spend everything together. So at the end of the day, if you're sitting on a private chat with a girl that charge or guy that charge $14 per minute, and you keep on tipping her and vibing her and give her virtual gifts in a very low period of time, you will spend thousands of dollars.
And how do you make your money as a business? You take percentages of what models?
So, again, without getting into specific numbers, this whole operation is very, very, I would say, straightforward. And the reason for that is because everything is live. There is no subscription. We are not selling things that we don't have. The experience is live. It's happening in front of your face. And therefore, from every dollar that we are getting from the customer, the girls or the guys, the performers, the hosts get 30 to 35%, sometimes much more, but the minimum is 30%. Right. So from this dollar, 30 cents are going to the model. The affiliate that bought the traffic, in average, will get additional 40%. So another 40 cents are gone from that dollar. Billing costs that have in not just the cost of sending the billing, but also chargebacks and all the reverse transactions and refunds. So it's between, I would say, around 10%.
That's what is left for.
So we are starting with 20% that stays. But this 20% we need to pay for programmers and account managers and offices and bandwidth.
All the
bandwidth. Just think about the bandwidth cost and
how many people do you have online simultaneously to think about bandwidth?
It can be 100 and it could be many thousands. Right. So just think about all these people. Most of them sit in free chat rooms and we are paying for all this stream to be up. all over the world. Sometimes I hear platform declaring we are giving affiliates 80%, whatever. They can write whatever they want. At the end of the day, as I've been explained, around 85% of the money comes in are paid to partners that work with us.
But not all of your customers came through affiliate program.
That's, if you want to call it cream, you know. So obviously, once some of these factors is lower, you're making more profits to yourself. For example, these users that coming from typing in Google or other search engine, ImLive, once these users are getting, as you said and correctly, we kind of saved the affiliation fees in some of the times, and then 40% that we needed to pay out is staying.
Yeah.
But there are other cases. I would give you an example for affiliates that drive very good traffic and get more than 40% in average. For affiliate that gets PPS, pay per acquisition on the site, meaning that if you are affiliate that sends paying users to the site, once the user buying the basic package of $25 for 25 credits, we're paying sometimes the affiliate $300 or $200. So
up to $200.
Just understand that one guy paying only $25, we are paying for the guy that sends him, for the affiliates, $250. So we are taking a huge risk here that will take mostly months to
but LTV should be much higher than $250 if you can afford it to.
Because we have enough knowledge to know on average that paying user that will start with $25 purchase will spend much more. And this is why we confidence enough to offer anything between $150 to $250 or even $300 per sale. But we're taking a risk here. So this is just to show you that if someone comes from Google and we not paid an affiliate for it, it doesn't say that others don't come in much larger percentage. So at the end of the day, a good webcam company can leave herself, way below 20% if it's very efficient.
Right. And do you know what is your average LTV for a user? Lifetime value?
Sure, I know. I'm not going to share it.
Right.
But we're talking about many hundreds of dollars.
Right.
ImLive platform all over the years kind of brag not about the high volumes of traffic, because there are companies that buy much more traffic out there and does more in these aspects. But our bread and butter and our, I would say, strength is taking a user that comes to us and making the best out of him as a spender.
Right.
And this is the reason all the time, all over the years, we paid high PPS, CPA, because we know that on average the users will spend on our platform more than he will spend on other platforms, so we can pay more.
Would that be correct to say that your affiliate program is the main source for new customers?
For new customers, I would say something like that. Our affiliate program is maybe the strongest in the webcam industry. Over the years, we had to do adjustments in order to find other and more traffic sources. We can say that still to this day, affiliates send most of the traffic to ImLive and to our platforms, but we have other highly active sources of traffic from media buying, from Google.
Do you have your media buying team,
Yeah, sure,
internal media buying team?
Sure,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Sometimes affiliates are a bit concerned, they do compete with internal
First
media
of all,
buying
they
teams.
do. Affiliate that sends you traffic from Google compete on the same terms with you, basically. Affiliate that send traffic from sites sometimes send traffic from the same sites you are buying. But at the end of the day, it's if you send the traffic and get your credit for the user, so the user is yours. You cannot live off only from affiliates or only from Google or only from social networks. It has to be a combination of a lot of stuff.
So you have more in terms of external affiliates. Are they more webmasters with their own websites or media buyers?
I would say that a lot of them are webmasters with their own sites. Some of them buy also traffic. Some of them find very, I would say, new and time to market ways to drive traffic from social networks, from a lot of other sources. Some of them can be very high profile blogs or review sites or stuff like that. Some of them promote in Google. Some of them just have huge member base of like dating sites or pay sites, content sites. So it's varied.
I was talking to like an actual affiliate just like 10 minutes before our interview, and he actually runs traffic to WebCam and stuff like that. So I asked him what he would be interested to know. And he said every affiliate who works with cams is interested, first of all, about strongest countries to run traffic to. So what are your strongest geos?
Because we are a big company and we are worldwide by definition, when talking about the model-based, we have models from all over the world in every language almost. The site is translated to 14, 15 different languages. So I can say that we are worldwide. Still, vast majority of our traffic is from English-speaking countries, starting with US, Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. We have quite a lot of traffic from West Europe and the Nordics. Everything, Denmark, Dutch users and this kind of countries. Obviously, Midlands in Europe, France, Germany, Spain, and also we are able to convert a lot of traffic from India. Mm-hmm. We are one of the only companies that being able to convert traffic from India, traffic from Arabic-speaking languages. So I can say that we are converting traffic from all over the world, but still the strongest here it's English-speaking users.
And in terms of traffic sources, for those who media buy traffic, what kind of formats are killing at the moment? I just heard that pre-roll videos are working quite good.
So media buying is I would say it's a lab work today.
Yeah.
If you think that you can take X amount of money, buy pre-rolls and get your ROI positive, you are wrong completely. And everyone that thought that it's easy to take here and put here doesn't understand what media buying is and fails. It's today to do a good media buying, you need to have a team of specialists, of BI, very high-end BI people that can analyze every fraction of the traffic you are buying. And obviously to find, which the most important thing, to find the right funnel for specific source of traffic that will convert the traffic in your site. Sometimes you can do everything right, but the landing page you provided is not good, and then your all conversion flow is done.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that media buying is way harder nowadays than it used to be, and it's close to impossible.
It was always hard.
Right.
What changes in the industry is how I would say split it is and how specific the traffic is. Back in the days, you used to buy, for example, traffic from a tube site, okay? So you used to buy worldwide traffic. You used to buy India, Pakistan, and US and whatever, and offer everyone the same page. And today, you split geo, sometimes you offer for people from Kansas in the United States a different landing page than you offer for people from Nebraska. Okay,
Right.
Sometimes you will do another flow for someone that comes from mobile versus someone that came from desktop. Sometimes you will offer a different flow for someone that comes from iOS operating system in mobile versus Android. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's so structured and it's so professional these days. And this is why I say it's a lab. You have to have specialists that analyze everything. First of all, from the BI side, but the most important thing is product-wise to offer the correct product to the traffic source.
By BI, you mean business intelligence?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Got it. So the targeting must be way more precise, and,
Yes.
and understanding of what you're doing is quite high, right? Got it. Mm-hmm. So it's not even about the format, the kind of traffic, it's more about your ability to analyze that traffic.
It's the ability to analyze, but the analyzation is not the most, it helps you to understand what you've done wrong and correct it. And it's super important. But the product and the funnel for the user, this is the main thing. Because if you can understand what kind of user flow and product you want to offer for John Doe from an X country, from X device, then you have the ability to actually convert it. And you will find out that sometimes placement of a button or color of a button make a difference of 30%. You know, so it's A, B, C, D, E testing rapidly all the time to better understand what to offer to specific customer. And again, specific. You need to be very focused in breaking down the parameters of the sources as much as possible in order to give them the best product so the conversion will make sense, you know?
And another question that I remember that affiliate asked me to ask you, about payouts. Is it once a month, twice a month? Because that is very important for the affiliates.
All the years we have 2 pay periods in a month, every 15 days basically. So you get paid on the 16th of every month for the period of the 1st till 15 include. And then from 16 to the end of the month, you're getting paid at the first day of the new month. However, we have affiliates that we paid every day. Because they need to pay every day, because they have sub-affiliates they're paying every day, or they need a cash flow, whatever. We are very, very flexible about how many times we are paying. We have affiliate that ask us, pay me once in 3 months, because I don't want to deal with the banks.
Cash flow, yeah.
So it depends, but basically we're paying 2 times a month.
About your white label solution, a little bit, for whom it might be beneficial.
So white label, we were one of the first to start it. We were not the first, but we were at the beginning with a few companies. But we were the only company that offered from the beginning, almost from the beginning, self-generator platform that enable affiliates to create their own webcam site in literally few minutes. Till this day, you can go to WebCam Wiz, which is our white label generator, and you can sign in. This is an affiliate program, parallel, or I would say like Pussycash, but only for building white labels. And today in WebCam Wiz, you can create your own site with your own domain, or take a subdomain from us, with your own colors, with your own look and feel, with the girls or guys you want to do, with the niche, with the structure, with everything SEO components, whatever you want to do, in few minutes only. And it's including billing and everything. Now, the reason white labels came is because, just think before the white label emerged, I have, let's say, a big dating site, okay? The site called shydating.com. Back in the days, in order to make an upsell for webcam, I needed to send the user to ImLive or to a different cam platform. That means that this user is leaving my site. That means that I'm sending him to a different brand. and I might lose the user.
That's right.
And product-wise and user flow-wise, it's wrong. Now, the white label came as a demand from the market, from the big companies that have big database of users to say, I want the user to be on my areas. Why I need to send him to someone else? So create for me a webcam site that will have my name. That instead of Dating Shy sending this traffic to ImLive, Dating Shy will send this traffic to Dating Shy Live, right, which is subdomain of Dating Shy. The user still leave the site, but he leave the site to my site, to a white label. Then a lot of other option came across, like auto login, so the user will not have to create his own user and password again. Yeah. It contains, in some of the cases, one-click flow, so the user will not have to put, again, his payment info in order to pay on the webcam site. The look and feel is the same, so the user feels that he is on the same place that he joins, and therefore he doesn't feel that someone tried to sell him something native to the site. And I would say the funny thing about it is that the industry already overcome the white labels, and now we're talking about new era of APIs.
Right, so everything is integrated.
Yeah, the white label was not enough, because at the end of the day, you still send the user to a different URL. And the big database company didn't want it to happen. So now we are providing them, and we were one of the pioneers in that as well, to provide these companies API solutions that allows them to have everything integrated on their own origin URL. And that means that the user goes nowhere. They're not sharing the user information with us. They're not sharing the user billing info with us. They do everything on their side. Right. They build their own users. The only thing we provide them is the stream of the models and the business model that we would like to get paid by. But at the end of the day, we send them an invoice for our share, and that's it.
Yeah, how do you benefit that? What I was about
So we are providing them the stream according to their preferences. We let them know behind the scenes how much the models is charging per minute. Once they say this John Doe client wants to have a private session or to tip or whatever with one of our models that he shows on their site, so that we show on his site. So we tell them she charges $3 per minute. It's okay? Yes, okay. Shaking hands behind scene. Boom, there is a private session going on. At the end of the session, in a vertical and in a theoretical way, I'm sending them the check. At the end of the month, I'm piling up all the checks, sending them an invoice, and that's it.
Those guys are at their liberty to put whatever price, right, on the top of what
they can do whatever they want. Right. We are blind for it, but the only thing we clearly know is how much our models are asking per minute, and if their users are not willing or don't have enough money to pay that price per minute, the session will not happen.
Right, I got it. So that mostly is suitable for guys with their own websites, and that can be used.
API solution is mainly for people that have tech understanding, that have tech abilities and development abilities, because you need to develop our solutions on your end. It belongs to people that have their own billing structure, because they need to build the users on their side, and compliance and chargeback prevents. So it's definitely not for everyone, but there are companies that are doing that already, and for them it's just shoot in their alley, because this is what they do anyway.
Is there any monthly fee for the service, or
No.
you pay just on
No.
the commission?
But we will not do it with companies that are too small, or when we think that they will not handle this whole operation. Because when they send traffic to me and I'm doing the billing, I know how to bill, I know how to prevent fraud, I have compliance team, I have anti-fraud team. Once they are doing everything, I'm in blind. They need to do it on their side, and I have a risk, because at the end of the day, this is my model sitting in the room waiting to get paid.
But what if I have a very specific website for very specific like adult niche, and the traffic that I have is not that great, but still decent. Would they be able to join the program?
Most of the times you will be preferring to do white labels, or even to drive traffic to us through an iframe. The abilities to make our models native to your site are high and diverse, and it's not only by an API full integration. So if you don't have enough development, understanding, and resources, and you don't have enough, I would say, turnover to make this whole thing worth, you're not going to do it.
Mm-hmm. So you have more like traditional affiliates or guys who use white label solutions? What's kind of trending now?
I would say we have both equally.
Right.
We have still a lot of affiliates that and sources that send traffic to ImLive.com, Sexier.com, our Shimel.com, Superman.com, Supertrip, and this kind of sites that we have, this kind of brands. And we have also a lot of like over 10,000 white labels with partners.
10,000?
So, yes.
Wow.
So, it's
we have lots of affiliates, like tens of thousands of affiliates.
First, it's not kind of indicating the number of affiliates, because an affiliate can have 100 white labels.
All right.
But yeah, it's a big business, let's say.
I read it somewhere that you have paid more than $1 billion to your affiliates up to this moment. Is that also true?
Well, again, numbers.
Yeah, that's an internet. I mean, I didn't make it
numbers,
up.
But we are paying millions of dollars a year to our affiliates and models. We are proud on this. Again, we are, till this day, one of the companies that pay the highest PPS. Even though this is not our only way to pay for affiliates, we have a very strong PPL system. That means that we are paying per lead, per double opt-in lead. We have the ability to pay for single opt-in lead. We have the ability to pay a small PPS for a user that only puts his credit card for zero transaction, only for age verification, if you will. So we have a lot of different systems. We have a strong RevShare program that allows you to enjoy the earnings of the users you send for life. By the way, which is the most lucrative option. You will get more per user on average than $250 if you will do it RevShare.
Yeah.
The only difference is that you will have to wait a few months and sometimes few years until you will make this money. But you have the option. Just think of the scenario that you send a whale user that spends $500,000. If you're getting 40% of it for life, or if I paid you 200 or 250 in the beginning, and now you lost, $100,000. So,
Especially taking into consideration what you have just said about that million spenders or 100,000.
You can never know. The thing is that we give you the ability, even from your own traffic source, to use RevShare links, to use PPS links, to use whatever you want. Even PPL, everything in the same. The only rule here is that one user can fit one program. You cannot send your user to PPS and then to PPL and then to RevShare. But you can decide that 30% of the users you are sending are PPS. That gives you the cash flow, the highest money right from the start to buy your own things. 30% will go to quick conversion of leads, which is small payment of once the user only register and put his and verified his email without paying anything, or RevShare 30% on RevShare that gives you the long tail for years of. I have affiliates that are not even active for 10 years and still having very nice paycheck.
So it's like real lifetime.
Lifetime RevShare is lifetime RevShare.
Right.
We never deal with changing it.
And for those experienced media buyers who have not worked ever with cams, how would you suggest to start firstly to understand the traffic? PPL model probably would be the best shot.
It's related first to to the source of the traffic. Because if your traffic is not used to pay from his origin source, it will make much more simple, I would say, to send them for a per lead program, because then there doesn't need to pay anything. You just need to put his email and confirm it. And if you have a members area, you have a dating site and your users are already paying, it makes sense to send them to PPS or to RevShare programs, because you know that these users are already paid for adult themes with their cards and comfortable with it. So it's a lot about the source of the traffic. It's a lot about the tools that you are getting.
And just lastly, to encourage affiliates, probably try to work with webcam industry. How much your biggest affiliates are making a month? Especially I'm interested in media buying guys.
They can make $100,000 easily.
Right.
I mean, if they're big and sending a lot of traffic, there is a $1 million monthly, I would say, very elite group for that as well.
Right, great. Thank you very much for this interview. It has been amazing.
It was a pleasure.